to another D&E Sports stream. We are here in Austria at the Red Bull Ring for round, what's this, round 6? Is it?
Let me just check, but I think it's round 7 this afternoon. Round
7?
7, yeah. Because
Round
we
7.
did miss a round for the Australian GP tournament.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So we're behind one round in comparison to the Diamond Championship. But that's okay. But welcome everyone to the Red Bull Ring for round 7 of the D&E Sports Masters Championship. The man who is in control of the cameras tonight, NBC-ALCATRAZ. It's nice to have you here on short notice.
Yeah, it's good to be back
difficulties.
from yesterday's comp, so it was a lot of fun. But now I'm not in behind the seat this time. I'll get to enjoy all the racing from the comps point of view. So it'll be a great time.
So we're about to begin the 18 minutes of short qualifying, and I'd imagine this will be a pretty intense session due to how much of demand this circuit has for drivers particularly. This circuit is the shortest circuit time-wise on the calendar. It's only about a 65-second lap. Total length of 4.32 kilometers and only 10 turns, which means even the slightest mistake can be incredibly costly. And we've got some of the best drivers in Australia to demonstrate how to go around this place, so it should be an absolutely cracking session, I think. And it looks like dry conditions. Not too sure what's going to happen in the race though, because Codemasters don't let us weather reports, because of course they don't. But that's okay. Hopefully a driver can tell us what's going on.
At least we have the track map this time. So at least that's an improvement from nothing. So, but yeah, weather report to pop up.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, just a little prompt to give us the forecast, like what the drivers would get, would be absolutely fantastic as a small update. Small things make the biggest improvements.
Yeah, of course. But this is Codemasters we're talking about, so giving suggestions to them is sort of like talking to a brick wall, really.
As the first
Let's see. I think it is indeed.
Pure gold, I believe, is behind him. So I'm on board with Stewart.
Let's see. We'll go on board with Stuart McKenzie on a lap around the Red Bull Ring. Turn 1, DRS open. That's speedo point. It goes up into 8th gear. Entering turn 3, 100 meter board down the gears into 2nd for the short shift. First, no, he doesn't. I think he might do that. I've seen a couple of drivers do that, but no, he keeps in 2nd. Down the 2nd, or rather 3rd DRS straight, where I murdered Harass in the Diamond Championship. Like an interesting turn of events that happened in that race.
He's got some traffic ahead.
6 and turn 7. He's got traffic to deal with, but looks good. Hopefully Tao can get out of the way, and he does. I seem to be left a little bit, and there's a car right in front. Look at pass? No, Mercedes. Zach Crichton, the leader. And through the final turn, he will come across a line of 1 minute 4.617. So we're already in the 65-second range.
Yeah, 40 just got a 140.3 because he had a slipstream behind Stuart McKenzie the whole time, and so you got a great little jump compared to the rest of the field by 3/10. As we already have a cluster of drivers going across the line in the low 5s already, so it's just incredible pace that these Tier 1 drivers have with no line and all this. It's just phenomenal. Yeah. It's beyond me.
And Aaron sets a new fastest lap, a 1 minute 4.179. Wogboy crosses a line to set a 1 minute 4.546. Everyone is in the 5s or lower. Curving Texas is slowest time, a 1 minute 5.962. But at the moment, it's incredibly close.
Yeah, and Curving Texas is a fill-in driver this afternoon. He's a Tier 2 driver full-time, so you can already tell the pace difference is 3/10 off the starting lap, as we had, I believe, Wogboy decided to jump to P4 at the moment, a 1.45.
Let's see here. Yeah, we got 4 reserve drivers in tonight. Kevin Texas, as we already mentioned, is one. Darren 11, another. Dr. Dre 3000, the third, and the fourth, probably the most prolific of the bunch, F1 Amazing Hour in the Red Bull. I know this guy is an incredibly quick driver. It'll be interesting to see where he puts himself. Coming up to turn 3 now. There we go, uses first gear. Short shifts up into third and second and third rather. Onto gears again. 40 goes. Oh no, sorry. Who was that just jumped there?
I think it was Plebs then that jumped into
Plebs?
7th. Yeah, just an odd colour that decided to pop up. A 104.8, 888.
888. 1 minute 4 Point Craig Lowndes right there in P7.
Exactly, but yeah, I don't know if Aaron got a tow or not because he obviously he's in pole position at the moment with a 104.1. Are we actually going to see any driver get into the threes? Because that'd be just phenomenal.
Well, I think so.
These drivers to them, these times are probably just bank collapse to them.
Yeah, I know, and that's so demoralising in so many ways.
As well as F1 Amazing now across the line.
P6. Let's see, anyone else? Only 4 drivers yet to set a flying lap. I mean, I can't remember what time I set around Austria. I think it was maybe a
mine were the
6
high
something. I can't.
Yeah, mine were in the high 6s because me and Austria are not best friends, and without line that's even worse. But what do you think for your quali predictions, Smeg, while we are trying to patch through to a driver that's on the lap?
Well, I think Rudy is about to start one. I think he's the first of the outlappers, but
yeah,
for pole position, hard to ignore Zach, really. I mean, he's got pole many times in the past, so it wouldn't be at all surprising if he could pull it off here as well. But, any other challenges? Revolution would be another for pole position, maybe even Aaron. Aaron setting that time 2/10 quicker than 40. That's a lot of time at the Red Bull ring. So, it seems Aaron is pretty quick around this place. Any sort of outside chance? Maybe. Oof. As a gambling chance, maybe Aussie Rizzy Red. I might. He's shown really good pace in the past couple of races, and he's just grown and grown as a racer. So maybe, as a sort of outsider's sort of multi-chance.
Yeah, he just invalidates. Yeah, I like throwing in a wild card here and there, especially for qualifying. You don't know which driver's going to get a huge tow, because I don't know if Aaron and Zach are in cahoots in team orders wise, but maybe we could see a Bottas beating a Zachy boy for the first time, which is what he needs really. He's been behind him this whole series so far, and Zach decides to invalidate on his starting lap, so he'll go off here. And Tau's about to start his lap, I believe.
Yep.
So I'm just on board with him as he flicks to overtake mode, going into the start-finish line here.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, Revolution just goes faster.
Yeah, 104.166. That's an absolute phenomenal time. I don't know, man. It's beyond me. I don't know who's a controller player, but I think most of them are, and it's just insane to me how people on a controller can just control the car like that.
Hello. And Bottas does a 1 minute 4.053. I think Aaron is pretty quick around this place, it seems.
Yeah, he's slowly knocking back the time into the 103s, which is just going to be phenomenal.
A bold man would ask, would a 102, is that possible at all? Track evolution, the perfect lap, maybe a bit of a draft as well.
A tow on both sectors, yep.
Yeah.
On the starting straight and obviously into the long straight after the first turn. Who knows, if you try and get as many people as you can in a straight line, will that improve the the drag for the car if you try and get the most perfect conditions as he goes
it's a bit of a gamble, but who knows, it might happen. Tao goes 15th fastest.
Yeah.
Look at that! Look at that. There's 3 drivers in the 15, sorry, not 15, in the 5 zeros. That is ridiculous. Like 5005, 5042, 5043. Just in that cluster of drivers alone. Like if he found half a tenth, that's an extra 2 positions, or maybe even 3. His pure gold isn't too far away either.
Yeah,
it's ridiculously close.
These drivers is basically a gear shift away from knocking up 1 extra spot. It's just that insane. As Zach finally puts some time in of 104.3, so he's lost himself to P3. Now,
I mean, that's a big gap between him and Aaron. That's 0.3 of a second.
Is that is that a toe difference? Like, has Aaron had a toe the whole time? Has he been just naturally quick around?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to pay attention to what Aaron's doing, see what he actually does, because that's a lot of time.
If we give if we slot a driver in here with 9 and assists from any of our tiers, I believe their fastest time would slot them into P14. I think. I think off the times from yellow as well as obviously tier 2, I think we have a driver that's probably not even going to get into the top 10 because these times are incredibly close together and just ridiculously quick and they're consistent as well.
It's just brutal how much of a jump it is from Diamond to Master. I mean, I'm sure Curving Texas can find more time, but he's 1 second behind Crossy in 17. I mean, I'm sure he's got plenty of more time to find, but that is a big, big jump.
Yeah, like time-wise, like the very lazy towel is a 105.4. He needs to cut a whole second off his time to slot it to pole. A whole second off his time. I don't know where he's going to find that, but he might have just done a reasonably safe lap. Maybe the toe is a huge difference, but a whole second is a big ask to try and slot yourself into the top row. As a racing point. It is 40 that's out. Yeah, it's 40, it's not a button, so let's see if he improves his time. He's down by only 0.05, so 5 hundredths of his time.
Well,
smallest of improvements.
Well, it is only pretty much 1 turn through Sector 1, so, you know, it's not too bad.
Yeah, and I noticed they didn't have a toe, so these are all basically toeless times because you're gaining a huge amount of time from it, but as this corner always catches a few drivers out in the soft camber, car starts sliding, but he does purple Sector 1 by the purple Sector 2, sorry, from the map. As he gets a bit sideways. Rise a curve. Still in overtake. And goes up a tenth. That's his improvement. A tenth is 1 position.
That is ridiculous. On so many levels, that's ridiculous. Oh my goodness me. Alright, I'm paying attention to Aaron now because I'm going to watch this guy. I want to see how he conducts himself. He's coming through turn 5 now, coming into turn 6. And he's got no one in front of him yet, but I did notice he passed a Ferrari on the back straightaway, or straightaway in quotation marks. Going out of turn 8 into turn 9. He uses a curve that probably doesn't take it as well as he would have liked. Let's see the time. It's a 3.8.
Oh my god, he knocked it off by 2 tenths.
How do you find 2 tenths on a circuit that only has 10 corners? Seriously.
On the last turn, he locked up the right front, and then the left front, so it's a double lock-up, and then he still pulls 2 tenths. Like, a 138 is just ridiculous. That is incredible. And that's no toe.
I believe Bottas 3.0 has entered the chat, and he is absolutely smoking it at the moment.
Zach's on a lap. He purple sector 2. He hasn't improved a full tenth yet from his time, but maybe the glitch is just showing me purple sector 2s every time. He's come to the sector.
Well, I did notice with sector 1 he was down by a tenth, I think, or almost a tenth of a second. So I don't know if he'll improve.
Oh my god! He He goes up a full tenth from the last corner alone, and he slots himself into P2.
It's 3 thousandths of a second between P2 and P3.
But then to P1,
15 thousandths between P3 and P4. Then all the way up to P1.
Yes.
Oh, that's, you know, almost 3/10 of a second.
That's criminal.
That is.
Like, even down at, because Tao's moved up into 9th with a 1:04.6, but like the time difference between 9th and 13th.
Yeah, it's bugger all.
Yeah.
It is bugger all.
It's a blow in the wind. That's all it is. As we've got the last 2 minutes of the session in, so a lot of drivers will try and get out one more lap, but it seems to be... Oh, we've got a Haskett in a huge tow, so let's see who it is. It's Curving Texas.
I think it's Curving Texas. He's on a flyer.
Toby? Yeah, those two are just driving side by side, so... As it looks like there's another little tow going around, maybe it's... Oh no, they're just coming out the pit lane.
They're just coming out now, yeah.
Oh. Toes Rudy hasn't set a lap yet.
Not yet, no, and it's now 2 minutes left in the session, so it's a bit touch and go, but he has enough time to set one more lap so long as he's got the fuel. I just can't get over how close it is.
We had a comment from the stream saying if you don't get a 104, you get kicked from the league. There is only 2 drivers. 3 drivers.
2 drivers?
And a third that hasn't set a time, yeah.
Oh my god.
If you told any other tier that, we'll be out of a league.
We would lose half of the player base. God.
Toey doesn't seem too comfortable coming into the first turn. Maybe
I think he's just being overcautious. He's invalidated there quite a number of times, so just going to get through that, get through turn 3. Does it quite nicely. But at the moment, Jesus, I can't believe how close it is.
From one of the drivers, the very lazy towel. He got a PB. That's his best time he's ever recorded around Austria, and it's 9th.
And it's 9th. That's how much of an insult it is. You're just comparing the 2 championships. It's just like Lazy Towel has put together his own lap of the gods around Austria, and it's 9th. It's 9th.
Yes. So let's see what Rudy pulls across the line as he goes into the final turn. Still plenty of delta left in the DRS, and he slots himself where he stands in P20 and 106.3. Got Plevs also on a lap. Got a few drivers on a lap here, so or about to start. One is, as I think, Toddy might be the last driver to cross the line. Maybe Plevs can go do a second lap.
Plevs crosses the line and stays in 15th. I think. Oh, he invalidated. That's why. I'm going to say he improved by half a second, but no, he must have invalidated.
Nice down here as well, Toddy. Oh no, he's a bit too far away.
Then he crosses the line and goes 9th fastest.
Yeah.
1:04.6. Let's see. I'm going to keep an eye on the top guys, see what they do. So the first one.
Stay on board with Toddy here, because we would like to see him get into the top 10. Is he showing some phenomenal pace throughout this league? Throughout this tier?
See, Revolution crosses the line and goes second fastest.
Oh, Toddy just invalidated in sector 2. He will stay in 15th.
No. He will stay in 15th. Big oof moment right there for Podster. We'll have a lot of work to do. So Maka, I think, is the next driver in the top 5 to cross the line. Where will he go? Stays in 4th, doesn't improve. I think Zach will be the next driver.
Yeah, about to cross. Is this going to be an invalidation?
Oh.
It is. It had to be.
Oh,
very theatrical end.
Oh, that's a way to end the lap. Oh my word. And 40 comes across the line and goes P5 and stays in P5.
Aaron's about to cross. Can he improve? He does that double lock up again. Maybe that's a specialty.
It's a 3-4-1.
He's 3/10 up this time, so he didn't knock that down at all. X Revolution is going to pull that into the pits, and that is qualifying.
That is qualifying. So Aaron, L3F4, will start on pole position. The only driver to set a 1 minute 3.814. That is an absolute beauty of a lap when you look at the rest of the field. Like, that's 0.3 of a second on this circuit of all circuits. Wow. And then from second all the way down to 17th, they're all in the fours. All 40 P5, F1 Amazing Hour P6, Darren 11 P7, Wogboy P8, Crossy P9, Spilly rounds out to 10, Dr. Dre 11th, Very Lazy Tail 12th, Gaming Wafer 13th, Aussie Rizzy Rick 14th, Toddster 15th, Plev 16th, Pure Gold 17th, El Tonki 18th, Curving Texas 19th, and Rudy NZ rounds off the grid in 20th. Have a go at that. 1 second separates second all the way down to 17th. Something I haven't mentioned, but it should be fairly obvious. This is one of the few circuits on the calendar, at least qualifying-wise, demands perfection. I mean, if you stuff up one little thing about the lap, you lose so much time, so much positions.
Yeah, it's a very clinical track, this. You can't... It's
a bit like Monza.
Yeah, very similar to Monza. It's just a very short track, but if you make one mistake, you'll slot yourself all the way at the back of the grid, really. Now, while the driver's ready up, we'll go and have a look at today's multi that was produced by one of our friendly admins, the Very Lazy Tower. So, in the first multi position, we have Zach Revolutions or Macca to win the race, which is the first leg. We have 17 drivers to finish the race. We have, since Expert is no longer here, I will be replacing his name in this bit, which is now Alcatraz to have a voice crack, or Smeg to have a Murrayism, and any reserve driver for a top 10 finish. Now, Murrayism is going to come up. Now, but the voice crack for me is extremely rare. But who knows? I might get extremely excited.
I mean, I just do Murrayisms by default, so that
it's in your blood.
It's half done already. So we better pay attention to the race, shouldn't we? Let's have a look at what tyres they've actually gone on. So obviously the top 10 started on softs. Gaming, Wafer, Rizzy Rick, Toddster, and Plebs, and El Tonki. All of them are going to start on the medium, so they're going to pray that there isn't going to be a safety car early on in the race. Nobody on the hards for very obvious reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Since the tyre strategy around this track is soft medium. But the hards can come out, obviously, if there's an early safety car and you believe you have the pace. But once again, just stretch the mediums out, really. They don't really die around this track. As the drivers are nearly getting to the end of their formation lap. This is good. Now, Aaron hasn't started on pole position since the start of this tier, so we might see his first possible win today. Like, this is going to be incredible for him, as well as catching up to Zach in the Drivers' Championship, because obviously those two are 2 and 2 together. But this is going to be an absolute phenomenal race. 20 drivers as well. But we'll leave it all to you for the start here, Smeggy. All control
Alrighty
for you.
then. Alright, so the drivers are now lining back onto the grid. I've got a nice camera view of this as well. Right down pit straight. But here we go. Here at the Red Bull Ring, we have 5 red lights. No, the game is saving. because of course it is.
Oh, that's a very
lights up and away they go. And Aaron gets an absolutely wonderful start, and Zach's going to have a look around the outside, but he can't get it done. Stewart and 40 make a bit of contact through turn 1, but it seems everyone gets through very nicely out of turn 1. And look at Aaron, he got an absolute belter of a start. Oh, and a McLaren goes deep, and so does a Racing Point. Darren 11 sends it at turn 3, gains a few positions out of that. Everyone's still conducting themselves very nicely. As I'm looking at Amazing Hour, he's going to have a look down the inside. Will he? Coming into turn 4? No, he won't. He'll pull out of it. Looking further back. Oh, we've got a lot of tail-end chaos going on here. A lot of scrambling all over the circuit from everyone.
Yeah, they're just so close together. It's just so hard to look. Hard to pick who to go for, especially from the middle.
I don't know where to... I don't know where to look. Oh, someone's off! Fuel gold, I think. Yes, it is. He's gone off at turn 7. Doesn't appear to have any damage, but that's a very awkward place. Oh, and got a 10-second time penalty.
It's just one of those penalties that will be removed straight away, obviously. Didn't gain time for making a mistake.
Such a ridiculous penalty. Codemasters, seriously, as one boy already.
Starts off 1 lap in. Shows how much he's already pushing.
Let's go back up to the leaders. So Aaron still leads away.
Dre's gone! Dre,
oh no.
Absolutely missed his spot. Missed his breaking point there. Rejoins.
And he got a 10-second time penalty for that as well. Or whatever he did.
Just another one that can be scrapped quite comfortably.
Back up to the leaders end. As I said, Aaron, absolutely superb start. Very nice, clean start from him, and he's still leading the way, but it's going to be very difficult to try and pull away the slipstream, and eventually, when they cross the line, the DRS is so powerful on this circuit that he's going to have one hell of a time trying to defend the 2 drivers behind Revolution and Zach Crichton. As Revolution
is already quicker. Yeah.
That's a fastest lap of 1 minute 7.6 as DRS is now enabled. So look at this train.
It's pure gold again. Made a mistake. Yeah. So X Revolution deciding not to make a move on Aaron yet. He's decided to go with no ERS, and he's just decided to start saving by the looks of it. Or he's planning to make his move so he can absolutely ERS dump to pull away from a tow to get out of that DRS straight after. Pure Gold retires, believes, inside the pit lane. 3 laps in. Yeah, it's really disappointing since all the drivers can really... Oh, his Aaron's gone!
Aaron's lost it! Aaron's lost it! Oh my goodness!
And he has to wait. And he has to wait for the... Oh!
Oh, thank goodness.
That is close.
He lost it by himself. Oh,
yeah,
and those tire pressures are going to be awful as well.
They're going to be... Will we see him pit?
Maybe. We'll see.
No, he's staying out.
I
believe that Pure Gold car is still on the track.
Yeah, the AI takes over and it will drive.
It'll find a designated spot. Okay, so when did its pit stop? Okay, that's all good. Then
it'll find a designated spot. It's stupid, but yeah, the AI does that sometimes. Oh, I can't believe it. Aaron, after qualifying on pole by 0.3 of a second, getting a perfect start.
It was just the smallest amount of pressure from X Revolution not making the move on the 3rd lap. Wow, and then he had to wait for the rest of it
as well. Like, it's this left-hander that ends sector 2, and he's completely sideways. I do notice with the cars that just went through there now, they tend to use the outside curb. Oh, as Dr. Dre has a moment at turn 4. And he's lost the front wing as well. He'll have to come in. But yeah, they use the outside curb at turn 6, so it might have just unsettled the car enough to where he just spun round.
Yeah.
Potentially, I don't know.
As we're going on to lap 5 here, the biggest winner of today's race is Curving Texas up 3 positions, but as well as Spilly and Darren. Biggest loser is obviously Aaron with 10 positions down as Wogboy makes a move. Oh! I see yellow flags. Where's
I
that?
do too. I think that was just a slow car. Spilly maybe?
Yeah. Maybe Spilly just pulling to the side.
Could have. Just
As
sort of had a little
Crossy
moment.
is going to take advantage of it.
Oh,
Look at
but
the view
Aaron,
from Tau's point of view. As Crossy
Crossy
goes
down the inside. Will Cal follow? Oh! Oh my word.
The Ferrari team closing the door. As they're both on the soft all of them are on the soft compound tyre. So maybe team talks might come in as Spilly doesn't look comfortable on his set of softs at the moment.
Back up to the leading. What group? The leading 6 cars, because from first all the way down to 6, the gap between each car is 1 second between all of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can really tell by the toe difference. As soon as you break out of that toe, look, the time difference between Wongbo and Amazing now was nearly 3 seconds, or 2.3.
It's amazing, isn't it? It really is.
As long as you stay in the slipstream, you can save more ERS, you don't have to push as hard.
And oh, what a move from Aaron down the inside of turn 3. I bet Tal didn't see that one coming. Aaron just sending it down the inside.
Yeah, obviously you might battle this one back.
Ooh. They're still side by side. Tal's going to fight this. He has the right to as well. And Aaron forces him out a little bit wide. Aaron gets the position. He comes back into P10.
Yeah,
I reckon he's in that sort of very angry mode right now.
Yeah, he's quite determined to get back his position since the incident. But how his tyres might obviously going to be a lot more worn out compared to the rest of the field. So he might maybe even perform an undercut. But the undercut around here isn't going to particularly do him well since the toe is just so strong. So
it is. As someone's coming in, it's Podster. We'll pull it up. He doesn't pull it up, and that's a 5-second penalty.
Is he pitting because of wing damage? I'll have a look.
We'll have a slip.
Yes, wing damage. Yep. So he'll come in for the hard compound by the looks of it.
Yep, hard compound tyre. And away he goes.
Oh, Aaron! Really sending it down the inside, making Max Verstappen contact S, forcing himself in through the side pod.
Yeah, like I said, he'd be in angry mode right now after what he did. And
Tau's going to deep dive in through here against Darren as they're side by side. This is very dangerous as Tau he makes the move done very clean. Got some good battling down in this mid pack here as the top of the grid is basically just in single file.
They're fighting hard. They're fighting very hard.
But while they're fighting, they're also losing time to the other rest of the field, obviously.
Wait a minute. Something isn't right.
Do tell.
Well, we had a battle pack of 6 at the front. Now a battle pack of 5.
Darren pitted? No, he was against Tau there, so he's gone down.
When was it?
I'll have a look at the tyre change.
No, was it spilling?
No, all of them have the same compound on.
Oh, Aaron.
Oh, you're making me confused. Yes, of course.
He was kind of the leader of the race. No shit.
As Toddy's gone.
He was just straight up
retired in the pits. Wow. Everyone gets points. This is a big jump. Like, it's better to bring home some points because you don't know if there's going to be a safety car with all this battling, especially with X Revolution leading.
Or the mammoth of all crashes, or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, at this stage, 18 drivers are still in the race, so we're getting close to not getting that multi. We're only 17 or more drivers finished.
Yeah, it's 17 drivers to finish the race, so if Dre leaves, then that's 17 on the dot. Any more than that, Dre, because Dre's had quite a bit of incident himself, and he's already on the mediums. Toddy's AI's decided to come out for a stroll, doing more of the race than he did.
He just wants to inspect the grass, just check it tight, a little bit of lawnmower. There's a lot of action in the midfield, but there's absolutely nothing going on at the front. These 5 have just stayed in order.
I think the drivers are either quite happy with the pace that they're rolling with and just happy to stay in that position, not particularly push for P1 at this stage, because then you dump all your ERS and
Revolution had 2 wheels off the circuit then. I thought he may have lost it. And just to add on to that point, as you say, you're not sure whether or not they're pushing. Well, I just noticed that Zach is only on 25% ERS. He's been using a fair amount of it.
Okay.
Even Revolution's on 40%. Mackenzie's on 60, 40's on 55, more or less.
So yeah, Zach's using more or less his ERS to stay in that pack, as Rex Revolution gets a 3-second time penalty. F1 Amazing now slowly dropping off the pack here, but the DRS is still saving him. As yellow flags into sector 1.
It's Aaron.
Aaron,
is it?
Yeah.
Aaron, yeah, it's Aaron. He's had a moment at turn 1. Oh no! Oh, I can't believe it.
It's just really it is just falling apart, isn't it?
Oh, he was on the recovery drive, you could tell.
And Crossy's now left the session.
I think he's just dropped out, I think.
Yeah, Crossy's in PA at the moment, so this is really going to affect him. He was battling side by side with Aussie.
Well, he's dropping another position. Does he have damage or something? Because he may have had contact with Aaron.
Yeah, Crossy's good. Fine. Yeah, who was Aaron next to? He was next to Plebs, was he? Oh, not that far down. Maybe it was near Crossy.
Near Crossy.
He did get damage, obviously, from hitting the wall. So he's down 15 positions from the start.
So he just dropped out.
Yeah, he just dropped out, so he's back. And with our sessions, we have the AI in a reasonably high setting, so they don't lose a huge amount of time compared to that raw pace, but it's also for the safety of other drivers, so he wouldn't have lost a huge amount of time towards dropping out, but hopefully he recovers that.
Poor Aaron. I mean, we were talking it up.
Yeah.
He set an amazing pole lap. He had a great start.
As Stuart Mackenzie's getting extremely close to Zach there. Looked like his wing was about to make contact. It's nice to see the interesting lines as Aaron decides to just retire the car in the pits.
You're kidding. I'm heartbroken right now.
Yep. Absolute phenomenal pace from qualifying to just
I think Revolution's going in the pits. They're all streaming in.
That was really really cool to watch, actually. But it's more or less, is anyone going to make contact? Did any of them get wing damage from it?
No, it was just Mackenzie decided to get a whiff of that transmission oil of Zach Crichton's. My word, was he close. I think he may have made a little bit of contact.
As they all opted for the medium compound.
Indeed. Did Zach have to serve a penalty?
I believe so.
Give me a minute. I'll just quickly check because he has fallen a long way behind.
Yeah. Because if he would have done that
penalty,
pit...
but not a 5-second one. So he must have had front wing damage?
Maybe that's why he was using more ERS. And almost Curving Texas has gone all types of sideways. Rejoins safely, but he also gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
Oh, and 40 and Plebs are having a fight. Oh, and Crossy gets it all crossed up. Oh my word.
Crossy crisscrossing. Who would have thought?
Crossy is crisscrossing for sure, and somehow he saves it. Oh, he had 2 wheels off the circuit then too.
I don't know if the AI driving's still, because this is just, he's all over the place.
He's everywhere.
As Plebs and 40 are going side by side, wow.
Oh, going through the third sector, going side by side through those final 2 turns, wow. So Amazing Hour comes into the pits to make his stop.
Yeah, he opted for the overcut. Oh, he's just going to go slipping right side by side. Is he going to get the move done here? Players with 12 lap old mediums. And F1 owners will just slot him behind. I think it would have been maybe wiser to just get the jump on him straight away and go down the inside. You do have the fresher mediums. You'll be able to brake later. But
as you said, with the overcut, like Amazing Hours in P6 right now.
Yeah, so it
didn't
obviously
battling with Mackenzie, Revolution, and 40, if memory serves me correct. Ooh, well, not so much 40.
Yeah, maybe
But
he had to get a
Mackenzie
wing
and
change,
Revolution.
maybe serve him a penalty. But yeah, he's dropped down 4 seconds. That's maybe the
So,
difference of the toe.
could be too. Yeah, that's right, because he wouldn't have got DRS either
Yeah.
with that as well. As Crossy now comes into the pits to get off the soft compound tyre. The
40
current
fastest lap.
race leader is Aussie Rizzy Rick. I think that's about to change. Extra Revolution down the inside into turn 3. There we go, he gets the position. Oh, and Macca might have a crack. Oh, and Revolution goes wide as well at turn 3. So Macca might get a good run here. He's gaining, he's gaining, he's gaining, he's gaining. He's not quite close enough.
Yeah, he opted to go with 0 ERS.
Ooh.
Ooh, bit too
Was
much
that
curve
contact?
there. I don't know if Aussie was that close. He doesn't have any wing damage. But I thought maybe he just accelerated on the curb.
Because yeah, I noticed it too. It looked like he got a little bit sideways, sort of at the mid corner. And yeah, okay. Let's see, anything. There's so much going on. I do not know where to look. Oh goodness. Zach's on the back of the gaming wafer. He goes around the outside. Oh!
And he's kept the car together.
Oh, I'm surprised they both kept the car together. The game doesn't like it when you make contact. Here we go, he might have a look down the inside into 1. Shows the nose, but he slots back in behind. Through turn 1 they go. And the shorts blast coming into turn 2 as Wogboy gets another 3-second time penalty. So Zach will look around the outside.
Oh, ghosting!
Ghosting.
Maybe that's a connection thing.
Good.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was definitely a connection one, that one, because that ghosting on or off, that would have been contact every day of the week.
That was scary. That was very scary.
Gaming Wafer's got wing damage, so...
Oh.
I noticed he has got an end plate loss, so maybe he lost that end plate going into the second to last corner when they did go a bit of side pod action, but now the field is starting to separate a little as the front 3 are still really neck and neck.
Oh wow. Revolution, Mackenzie and 40. They're literally a second apart from first to third. And they're all on the same strategy. There's no more pit stops. These guys are literally battling for the lead for the rest of the race. If there's no safety car, of course. At this stage, I don't think there will be a safety car either. Everyone looks to be in very good condition. They're all in their own sort of world. They've got their rhythm together. As Amazing Hour makes a move on Aussie Rizzy Rick for P4. So Amazing Hour is going to try and hunt down the leading trio. It's going to be quite the mammoth task for him.
Yeah.
2.7 seconds and with no toe and no DRS.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute trial for him to show what his pace is like here.
Anything else going on? Let's see.
There is a small train with the Spilly Wogboy, and Gaming Wafer. Gaming Wafer's still staying out, so maybe it's my view that he doesn't have an end plate, but maybe he's just sticking it out since...
No, I can also say he doesn't have an end plate.
Yeah, so maybe he's just vouching out his medium run. Just
maybe, trying to stretch it so then you can put on another set of softs and make it healthily to the end. Yeah. You could probably make it to the end on a set of softs if you really, really, really stretch it. But yeah. Gonna try and keep going. Loses a place to Spilly. He's gonna very quickly lose a place to Wogboy, who, for whatever reason, isn't using the DRS that's been given to him. As Rudy retires. Oh.
1 lap on his medium, so he obviously retired before his stint was finished. Which is just really unfortunate there.
So there goes one of the multis.
It is, it's gone. It's already gone.
Come on, Dr. Dre is still in it, he's fighting on. He's going to score 5 points if he stays there.
Yeah, and did some quick math, and the way it looks at the moment, if Zach finishes where he does and X Revolution finishes where he does, we'll have Revolution only 30 points behind Zach, but 40's up there, so I'll have to see how many points 40's going to be behind, because he's only really 40 points.
We got a change for the lead here too. Macca and Revolution. Macca got the position on the straightaway with the DRS, with the slipstream, and he's got a lot of ERS to play with 60% in comparison to Revolution's 20. As Revolution around the outside of turn 6, he's not going to get it done. Macca has it all crossed up as well. That corner exit. Oh, these guys are very close together. Oh my goodness me. 40's going to have a go here at turn. Oh, Pleb's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Through turn 10 they go. Using all the DRS open, Revolution might have a crack. Oh, he's got it in low, so he's going to stick in behind Macca for a little while. Very late on the brakes. Oh my word. So close together. And Revolution. Oh, this is going to be a Max Verstappen move. Oh no, it's going to be very clean actually. Down the inside of turn 2, around the outside of turn 3.
Yeah, Stuart was quite compiling of that move there. Just happy to slip behind him.
And there's 40, he's just there, he's sort of hanging around, just hovering, watching what's going on in front. And additionally, I said Amazing Hour was about 2.7 seconds behind the leading trio. He's now 2.1, now 2 seconds. So he is catching. Now just under 2 seconds. So he's going to introduce himself to this battle not too far away.
Maybe because he gets a bit of a toe now, I feel, from this range. So we might, oh, maybe he's just outside of it, but we might see him involved in maybe about 4 laps time if he keeps his pace up. But as soon as he gets within that second, obviously it's going to be a lot less, maybe 3 laps. But
here we go. Oh my god! And Revolution and 40 coming into
contact.
Oh, and contact! Oh no! 1.2 second time penalty for multiple warnings. He's not liking this circuit too much, Red Bull. Collecting a lot of penalties. Oh, here we go. Side by side, Alpha versus Red Bull, and 40's not too far behind. And he's going to have a look around the outside, but he can't get it done, can't get the drive. Oh, and Macca gets a beautiful run out of turn 4 into turn 5, now 6. And
He'll have the optimal line for it as well. All this battling is giving Amazing Hour within the second already. He's nearly there, only 2 tenths.
So Amazing Hour is loving this. It's now brought him back into a race-winning position, potentially race-winning position.
Yeah, 40 has 97% ERS.
He's got so much to play with.
And he's only going on 1 on the straights. Maybe he's just teeing this all up. Maybe he's happy to stay where he is. Because he's only on 2 on the straight.
I've got that same vibe as well. I've got that same vibe as well. He's thinking about the end game.
Yeah, he's happy to watch them battle, and if they do have an incident, he's happy just to slip by, but hopefully he doesn't get caught up in the mayhem of it, obviously. But F1 Amazing Hour is just out of the 1 second range.
As a couple of drivers get 3 second time penalty, that was gaining away from Darren 11, P10 and 11.
Now, penalty-wise, is the top 4 going to be dependent on penalties? Or are they all been quite clean this afternoon?
So, Revolution has got 3 seconds next to his name. Mackenzie has only got 2 warnings. 40 has got 3 seconds. And F1 Amazing Hour has also got 3 seconds. So the top 4 have got 1 penalty each, except for Stuart Mackenzie.
Except for Stuart, so Stuart can happily just stay where he is, obviously. He might even be happy to slip into 4th and just jump him on penalties. But driver mentality, he wants to finish the race in P1 and not be determined by a Lewis Strat and getting it done by penalties.
And he just might gather another warning and get 3 seconds in.
Crossy's, is that Crossy? Oh, Tonky's all he's gone, spun around. Rejoined safely.
Be careful.
There is a car coming. It is Dre. as he lets
He'll
him
line
go,
by.
we'll jump back to the top. The next closest battle would be the Aussie Wazuric and the very lazy Tau. But this top 4 can get spicy at any time.
Ooh. And I'm just looking at Talon. Rizzy Rick. That scared me a little bit. And Rizzy Rick down the inside. He's on those fresh softs as well, so he's going to be very, very fast towards the end of this race. But yeah, other than that, there's not a lot going on except for the top 4. He's now amazing how he's still just a little bit away from DRS range. He's 1 to 2 hundredths behind. So close.
Yeah, from the small little contact that they had, X Revolution's nearly pulled a second away from it. So he's ERS stumped a little bit to get out of that DRS. But 40, whenever he wants, he can really just ERS dump and just make a move on both these drivers if you really wanted to. Because he does have that 3 seconds overhanging, so there's only one driver in this situation that can jump him on penalties.
And at the moment, it looks like Revolution might be thinking of getting the hammer down. The gap has opened up slightly to 0.7 of a second. Just looking at their ERSs respectively between Revolution and Mackenzie, as Dr. Dre gets a 3 second time penalty. Revolution has actually got more ERS, which is interesting to see. So Maka is trying to push hard as someone has had a moment in Sector 2. It's El Tonki, is it? Yeah, it is.
Bring it home. Just keep battling. You're getting good points there.
Keep going. Keep going.
Come on, bring on the track. You'll probably cop another 10-second penalty for doing it.
As really Rick gets a 3 second time. But yeah, the game is so stupid when it comes to decisions like that. It's ridiculous. Like, the car loses so much time, you might have a bit of damage as well. And just to rub it in, just, oh yeah, you gained like a 10-second advantage out of that. Is this penalty for you? Oh, the game is so unbelievably broken. It's very disappointing.
F1 Amazing now has actually dropped a lot of time.
He has, hasn't he?
He was within that 1 second, maybe he just slipped up No, you Tonki, no,
that's
lad.
That's not the sportsmanship way. You keep going. I mean, you get points. You get something, a little reward, just for finishing.
Every time you don't finish a race, the constructors' battle just gets further and further away. Like, points matter. They stack up. Could lead up to the last race.
You never know. In 1 point, it can dictate a championship. So you just got to think. As Pledge sets the fastest lap, a 1 minute 6 point Satan.
6.
So Plebs is gonna just storm his way from 11th to 1st because he's done. Oh, Revolution's off! Revolution is off at turn 6. Oh, I can't believe it! From the race lead at turn 6 onto the gravel trap. He's now down in P4.
And with that 3 second penalty, he'll jump down as well. Zach's seeing what's happened and he's putting the hammer down. He's going to try and get at least 4th from this.
Zach's got 3 seconds next to his name, so I bet Zach would love to put the hammer down, try and get up to Revolution and snag P4. But at the moment, Stuart McKenzie has got a really good shot of winning this race, so long as he doesn't gather one more warning. I'll just check again with Maka. It's 1, 2, that's it, 2 warnings. 40 is just taking the lead away from Maka, but Maka won't mind that too much. You can just sit in behind him for a little bit.
They're both on similar ERS. Oh well, 40's finally chipping away from his 90, but it's still around that mark. But
well, I think now's the time to try and dump it. You want to try and break that tie.
Yeah, it's because it's getting up to this point where he's got that 3 seconds overhanging. F1 Amazing now has still got his 3 seconds as well, so you're basically need to start pulling that gap. But with Stewart, with the same amount of ERS, he can match it and keep up with the pace, especially with DRS. So Stuart Mackenzie's looking for another win here.
Hopefully a win on circuit this after the events that happened in Singapore, which funnily enough is another race where we both commentated, so we must be Stuart Mackenzie's lucky charms or something.
Yeah, with the angels over above watching his race. Because we were watching it, X Revolution, he decided to go off, so maybe I should start watching 40 to give him some extra luck.
Revolution and Arrow, turn 6. It's been a curse for the race leader. 2 drivers off at the same location. Very, very disappointing for X Revolution. Back up with the race leaders. Okay, he's just hanging around. That's 6/10 now, just under half a second between him and 40. Just maintaining that gap to Amazing Hour as well.
Oh, what Amazing Hour catches it. Benefit of using a wheel. He absolutely just catches that tank slapper, and I believe that's Crossy. Crossy.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, how on earth have you ended up there? That is an incredible place to end up.
Now, hopefully, he just re-entered nice and safely.
He's going to lose 2 positions.
That's pretty funny from the view I just had of him just rolling across where the car's going past.
Yeah, I had that on board as well. Oh, that's such a sad onboard.
Yeah.
Oh, don't retire. Just don't retire. Yeah, that's
14th
right.
is a lot of points.
Keep going. That's right. That's
you finished 14th. That's 7 points.
That's 7 points, yeah.
Yeah, it's more than ending the race there.
Yeah.
As Tal and
7 is
Darren,
a lot more than 0.
Tal and Darren have started to have a little tussle now, as Darren is on 4 lap older mediums on 20 laps.
And Plebs is right in behind us as well, and he's on 5 laps off.
Plebs has gotta hold his tongue here. He can't push too early because he might just start something that he'll regret.
And he can't make a move here. It's next to impossible to make a move through these turns.
Because it is hurting him for time staying behind these guys.
Well, the next car
is 7 seconds.
seconds.
Yeah, so basically wanting to jump these two. So we might see a double overtake leading up to this corner here as Tao goes wide.
Dan's got the toes, so there's Plebs. Oh boy. Oh boy. Down the inside goes Darren. Will Plebs follow? Yes, he will. Into turn 3, they pull it up. Oh, very nice driving. No contact, no nothing. Very nice.
Now,
clean
will Plebs make a move? Since he has DRS now.
Yeah, down the inside. Or
has he
does
cooked
he
it?
have to himself? He does. He's overcooked it.
Oh, nearly collects Tao in the process. Tao's had a pretty bad run with being caught in incidents that he's not involved in.
Mate, that was the breadth of a bee's bum between those 2 cars. That was unbelievable.
That was nearly going to be a quarantine classic from what Plebs did earlier this week as well. Same position as well.
Mackenzie goes to the lead of the race now.
Yeah,
40 will get
6 laps to go. My boy, 3-second time penalty.
Let's have another look at Mackenzie. Okay, still only the 2 warnings. He's being a good boy at the moment. He's down 11, gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Amazing Hour, 1.4 seconds behind, man. X Revolution, 1.6. They're way behind. Zach, he hasn't closed that gap at all. 4.7 seconds now between Revolution and Zach.
He's actually lost time compared to that. They were only 3 seconds apart. 2.8 at one point, and now X Revolution just pulled away, so maybe Zach is just quite happy where he is. He's got basically no ERS, so he's pushing, but same with X Revolution. same with F1, amazing now, they all have 0 ERS compared to the top two, which is 80% and 50. They are cruising.
They are pushing so hard, third, fourth and fifth, to try and keep up. It just shows you how powerful the DRS is around this circuit. Yeah, wow. Yeah, 8%, 81 and 46. Top three.
Always. Plevs is about to make a double move. Ooh. No, Towel's just touching Darren there as Plevs goes wide. Rejoins. Okay. Is he going to make the similar mistake? Is he going to go deep?
He's going to go look around the outside. Will Darren fight this? Oh, and the Towel might follow here. Can he get good drive? No, he won't. Darren will cut across him. Hold on to P10 for now. Plevs doesn't make the same mistake twice. Holds on to P9. Hopefully. Dr. Dre sets the fastest lap, so there's a little bit of compensation.
Hundredths of a second better. As
hang on. Look at this. F1 Amazing Hour is now well within a second. What on earth has happened between the top two?
Maybe it was all out of that hairpin. Maybe it was all out of that turn, after the DRS zone. Maybe they just got caught up in something, because they haven't switched positions, but maybe 40 was content of doing it. But now, since F1 Amazing Hour is within these DRS, he can finally start saving for the final push. But with that 3 seconds over looming, it's basically a battle between him and 40 at this stage. Unless Stewart slips up and cops a 3-second time penalty, then it's a battle to the end.
Yeah, of course, and let's not discount Revolution from this either.
Yeah, he is creeping.
He's 1.4.
His mistake was massive, but he's catching up. Now, will Amazing Hour make the move as soon as possible, knowing that 40's got a 3-second time penalty as well as himself, or decide to do a save round?
We'll have to wait and see.
He's going for it. He's going into high, and he switches to 0. He knows he didn't give enough space.
No, he won't look. Into turn 3 they go. Towel gets it 3 seconds. As Crossy now sets the new fastest lap of the race.
2:10 quick.
Dr. Dre goes into pits.
Dre's going to put another fresh set of softs to try and do it again.
Try and do it again. He's not going to let Crossy take it away from... Ooh.
Sector 1. Was that a towel? No.
Don't know. I don't know, but we've got yellow flags.
Towel deep dives on that one. I'll have a look to see if he's got wing damage. He doesn't. Darren seems fine as well as Plevs. So, don't know who got caught up there. Because Tow's lost a full second off it, so...
Yeah. So he must have just made a small mistake or something that just sort of made him a slow car. So the yellow flags came out. Revolution gets another 3 seconds, oh dear.
40's making the move now as he goes to overtake. Easy slip in. As Stuart McKenzie's quite happy to stay behind with the penalties overlooming the drivers. But
well, boy, another 3 seconds. He'd be getting close to disqualification at this stage. He's pushing hard and just gathering a lot of warnings, Rob Boy. Currently P7. And it looks like he's about to get into a scrap with Spilly, I think. Oh yeah, he probably will.
But I just can't take my eyes off this top 3, potentially 4 at one point. 2 laps left of the GP. Stuart McKenzie.
Oh, Mac out down the inside into turn 9 and gets the position. That's a ballsy move.
Just before the DRS zone. Well, I don't. He must have just had a way better of a run there. But maybe Stuart show him what he can do, because they're both. It seems like they're both about to just put the hammer down. Second load of penalty.
Another 3 seconds.
X Revolution's inside DRS zone. Wow, this could lead up to something magical at the end. As 40.
Right, so at the moment, Mac is the only one without a penalty. I'm gonna check again, just to make sure.
And he's still got no warnings, or has he just got 2 over his head?
He's just got 2. If he gets one more, that is 3 seconds.
40.
And then the battle for first becomes real. 40 now retakes the lead. Coming through treacherous turn 6, it seems. No, but you do not want to be leading going through this turn.
You do
For
not.
no reason.
And with the dirty air, these drivers are...
Back a big sideways moment. Big sideways moment coming out of turn 7. But he's still there. Through the final turn. This is it. The final 4.32 kilometres.
As 40's dumped his ERS. As he should.
Yeah, 40's going to use all of it. For sure. So is Macca.
Team Red Bull.
So is everyone. Oh my word.
This is going to be insane.
All that Macca needs to do is not get a warning. As a Williams has spun on the straight, it's Wogboy. Wogboy has had a moment of turn 10. Back up to the leading quartet. 40 still leading the way. He'll cross the line first.
Oh, the Red Bulls are getting all tangled up.
Oh no.
X Revolution went down the inside, I believe, and he's got the move done. Wow.
Oh, okay. There's still some battling going on. I'll just quickly check one more time. We
overtake mode. He's in hot lap.
He has got no warnings. Through the
final turn. Keep it clean as he stays on track. 40 crosses the line first.
But Macca will get his second win of the season here at the Red Bull Ring. Wow. Oh, what a finish. What a close finish.
Amazing how one nearly jumped X Revolution, but because they were on the same penalties, they were toe and toe.
That is so close. Between third and fourth. 5 thousandths of a second. Wow. Rizzy Rick will come home in 7th. Wogboy in 8th. No, sorry, Plebs in 8th. That's right. Wogboy has a lot of penalties next to him. Plebs in 8th. Darren 11th and 9th. Tao will round off the top 10. Wogboy at this stage is P11. I think he'll stay there. Gaming Burger will come around in P12. Does he still have that broken wing? No, he doesn't. He did get that repaired. Crosses the line, yep, P12. And Curving Texas from 19th to 13th on his first ever race in the Masters Championship. Will cross the line and score 8 valuable points.
That's the difference between staying and leaving. If you just stick it out, you bring some great points home. But we can't overlook what the performance was from the top 4 at the end of that race. As Stuart McKenzie gets his second W in the Dynamic Night Esports Masters League. So this is just a great race. And he's done it on penalties again. Never to say.
Yeah.
I would say he's the NBC of Masters, since I haven't won a race in yellow, and I've only won on penalties.
But he'd be happy with that for sure.
Oh, of course.
The two drivers who definitely won't be happy, X Revolution and Aaron, after bottling it at the same turn, the poor fellas. Dear oh dear. So Macca will take a memorable win. No penalties next to his name. I think he might be the only driver to finish with no penalties. He is the only driver to finish.
That's a phenomenal.
With no penalties.
Keeping your nose
well
clean.
Done, Stuart
the New Zealand driver.
40 will finish P2. Revolution will recover to finish P3. F1 Amazing Hour P4. Zach Crichton P5. Spilly P6. Aussie Rizzy Rick from 14th to 7th. And Plebs from 16th to 8th. Very good drives from both of them. Darren 11 P9. Very Lazy Tail P10. Wogboy P11. Gaming Wafer P12. Curving Texas P13. Crossy P14. Dr. Trey. Will round off the finishing drivers in P15. Wow. What a... Oh, and I better get this just in case. All of the incidents that occurred in the race, you just never know when the stewards might need them. Oh my word, there is a lot.
You'll be looking at a textbook worth right here.
Keep going, come on. I've got to beat it. Yeah, there we go, we beat it.
That's good. Because it also saves the issue if a driver doesn't save their own penalties as well. If we have just a textbook full. So it's nice to have, but it's also the drivers issue if they need to do that as well. It's nice to have both ends. Now,
so we have post-race interviews.
Yes, let's bring top 3.
Macca and 40, because Revolution doesn't have a mic.
Yes, of course. Drives for sound.
And anyone else that we'd like to bring in, or just those two?
I think just those two. Unless you want to try and get Aaron in,
I don't think Aaron would like to
for salt in the wound.
I don't think he would like. Hang on, I'll invite them in now. Invite players. Come on in here, you two. Let's have a chit chat. 40. Where are you? Stuart McKenzie. First and second.
With the multi, we had the first multi hit because we had Macca win the race. Unfortunately, number 2 was 17 drivers to finish. We had 16 or 15 at the end. There might have been a Murrayism. There's always a Murrayism somewhere. And a reserve driver did finish in the top 10. So once again, probably for another week in a row, because we've had it for since the start, one multi has now missed every time. When a multi hits, you'll be seeing the whole Discord celebrate, because we think all these multis are quite reasonable. These are all hittable.
Yeah, it's not too far-reaching, is it?
Yeah, we're not making it too difficult. We're not, but who knows? Next week might be interesting.
And I think we've now got the top 2 in here, because Revolution doesn't have a mic. Just to make sure with you two fellas that your audio's all good.
Audio's all good, fellas.
Sky Sports mic is working. That's good.
So who shall we start off with? Stuart McKenzie, congratulations, mate, on your second victory in Esports Masters Championship. Does this one feel a little bit better in comparison to what happened?
That's quite a hard one, to be honest, because Singapore was an excellent race, obviously. I won it, but I didn't win it the way I wanted to. But a win's a win. But I had to work my ass off for this one. Bailey and Revolution, Zach pushed me all the way, and I'm astounded with how well the car felt today. I was just, I'm lost for words. It's excellent race from the boys again, and this championship's really starting to spice up, especially if those top 2 continue to have poor performances. We could see a 3, 4, 5 car fight for the championship come Japan.
Now, I didn't get to see what happened between you fellas and what happened to Revolution when he was?
I think he did it all by himself. Cars just snapped coming through turn 6. Yeah, and he's just run wide, and that same thing happened to Aaron on lap 1 or 2 as well. Yeah, Aaron's brakes locked, rear's brakes locked, and he went, but I'm not sure what happened to Revolution. Maybe just downshifted an extra gear and car snapped on him, but yeah, it's unfortunate for him. But yeah, I'm happy to secure the dub.
Of it. Yep.
Secure the dub and
through penalties once again.
Win's a win. A W's a W.
Exactly. That's why I like him more than actually crossing the line first. It feels better to grab the trophy off the guy who crosses first.
Exactly. Yeah. I can't discredit Bailey though. He drove exceptionally well, especially in the early stage when the top 3 started to pull away, and he was able to get back into the slipstream and DRS once I realised I was the only one in the top 4, top 5 that didn't have a penalty, I wasn't in cruise control because obviously you don't want to lose any sort of concentration and and then run off wide somewhere. There's a few incidences where I probably should have gotten a warning for exceeding track limits, but the game's not always going to be perfect. But It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is
Exactly
what
right.
it is.
And 40, congratulations on a very well-earned P2. And we were just noticing in the middle of the race that you were saving a lot of ERFs in comparison to everyone else. Was your plan to attack right at the end, to plan out a sort of end game, try and pull away? Or did you have something else in mind?
Nah, it was pretty much try go late race and pull away a bit. I guess so. I was saving a lot as well because I was always the third car in the train, meaning that the guy in front also has Zeros, the car ahead of them, so I couldn't really make any moves. I just had to wait until the car in front of me did something. So I guess I thought I might as well save, and yeah, come late race I tried to pull away but made a little mistake, and yeah, Mackenzie was there for the scraps. He drove an exceptional race. I think that's the first one he hasn't got a penalty for. But he's done well to cross. He did the same to me last week. He crossed the line first, so did Ollie, but I won. But reversal this week, and he did well. It was a good drive for him, and he did what he needed to do. So yeah, it was a good race, nevertheless.
Yeah, cheers, Bezza.
Alcatraz, anything to add from your end?
Nah, no questions towards driver. I think you filled it out quite well. I think once again, just congratulations towards the top two. Obviously, we couldn't have the third in because he doesn't have Sky Sports couldn't provide a third mic because of the distancing rule. So
yeah. Sky Sports, they're really touch and go when it comes to that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we're lucky that the event wasn't cancelled this afternoon. But we can you can send us out here, Smeg, for tonight's race, really?
Well, it's been an absolutely superb race, I have to say, particularly from the guys in the top four. Well, actually, top six. There was a lot of drivers involved in that. It was such a great scrap from everyone involved, such a respectful scrap as well. Just unfortunate circumstances for both Revolution and Aaron, particularly Aaron after making such an incredible pole lap of 1 minute 3.8.
Yeah,
3/10 quicker.
Can't take. His lap was I don't think anyone was touching that. That was an excellent lap from Aaron.
We were very bamboozled over how he did that. And then how close it was between everyone else. From second all the way down to 17th, it was 1 second. It's incredible.
Was 600s.
But, I mean,
It's
it's incredible to see the sheer amount of skill that you fellas have and how close it is between everyone. It's absolutely brilliant to see. But that will conclude round 7 of the D&E Sports Masters Championship here at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. I'd just like to thank Alcatraz for stepping in tonight on short notice. Thank you very much, mate, for joining
always a pleasure.
tonight. And yeah, Mackenzie, you need to pay us after this race. We must be your lucky charms or something.
Oh, mate.
The dynamic duo in the combox.
You also won.
Twice.
That's got to be a multi. The next time we do comms, Macca's going to win the race. So,
yeah, it'll be a last-minute multi if I have to step in.
Dynamic duo coming in with the clutch plays. You'll love to see it.
Oh, my word. But that will end it for tonight. I've been the Smeg, my co-commentator tonight, and the man behind the controls, NBC-ALCATRAZ. Again, thank you very much. And thank you for all you watching, and good night.